Hello there. Yesterday, the Foreign Secretary, Boris Johnson, set out his vision for a Brexit Britain, while Alastair Campbell spread his gloom by calling for media bosses to help him block Brexit. Boris Johnson has published his vision of making a success of Brexit, but while he's trying to talk that up, Alastair Campbell is hoping that he can convince the media to put the public dampeners on it. Writing in the Telegraph, the UK Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson set out his path to a thriving Brexit. The first step would be to divert much of the £350 million we send to the EU every week into the NHS. Now, do not listen to the Remain press. He did not say all of the 350 million. He actually said, "It would be a fine thing, as many of us have pointed out, if a lot of that money went on the NHS, provided we use that cash injection to modernise and make the most of new technology." Anyone who claims he said otherwise is a down and out liar. Next, we should not expect to pay for access into the EU markets, he said, in the same way that they would not expect to pay to get access to ours. Then he says the door will not be slammed in the face of migrants. It's such a pity that this has to be restated ad infinitum, because the Remainers keep lying about pulling up drawbridges and closing gates, etc. Once again, this is about controlling inward migration, not shutting doors. But of course the Remainers aren't listening, they're just spewing out their normal propaganda. Boris Johnson also made the point that big corporations would then no longer be able to use immigration as an excuse for skimping on the training of our own young people. Next on Johnson's list is tax reform. The UK will regain its ability to control all tax law in the UK and deal with such things as the so-called tampon tax, as well as reforming the system so as to encourage inward investment into the UK. He is also calling for the UK to become a champion of free trade that will help billions across the globe lift themselves out of poverty. Then there is renewing of old friendships across both the Commonwealth and the rest of the world, he said, so as to rebuild a global Britain. This country will succeed in our new national enterprise and will succeed mightily, he wrote. But while Boris was putting forth his positive view of Britain's future and how we can get there, that arch-Remainer and former Blair advisor Alastair Campbell was trying to convince a roomful of powerful media types to block Brexit. Speaking at the Royal Television Society conference, he asked them to raise their hands to show if they were optimistic about Brexit. Apparently, no one did. So he said, "It has got to be stopped. Anything you can do to help stop it as citizens, as business directors, well, frankly, do it." Now, if all these media bosses are against Brexit, then don't tell me that broadcasting isn't biased in some way. Secondly, if some of them were optimistic but felt unable to show their support for Brexit, doesn't that show a total lack of tolerance within our media? Alastair Campbell is a political animal, so he will be fully aware of Mr Juncker's very recent State of the Union address, where the Eurocrat basically called for a fully federalised EU. He will also know the true direction of EU politics towards a more autocratic system of ruling elites. So his call for the media to help him stop Brexit is reprehensible as far as I am concerned. I wonder if Mr Campbell has a sexed-up Brexit dossier prepared for them to use. Although there is talk that Boris Johnson's speech wasn't sanctioned by the Prime Minister or the Chancellor, as a Leaver I like the tone of it. It is, after all, infinitely more desirable and positive than Campbell's continued negativity, isn't it? What do you think? Please leave a comment below. Thank you. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.